So I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to be speaking all about recruitment. Now, we're almost hoping there is a secret formula that will allow you to build a business. And you look at the successful people often and think, but what do they do? What do they do that has allowed them to create, the Jane sort of wealth? And actually, Jane said it today. She covered the basics. Now, any successful business owner masters the basics, masters them well, and does them consistently. And that is key when you are building a business. Now, as we're going into a brand new year, I want you to make your mission to serve, to serve and to help other people. As you're making your goals, you're writing down all the things that you want. And actually, if you just stop and make it your mission to help as many people this year make changes to their lives, whether that be an extra £50 per month, whether that be that they're in a position to reduce their hours at work, whether that be that they create, massive success, whatever it is. If you make it your mission to help them, I can guarantee that you will achieve every single goal that you have spent the time to write on your goal board, because it's the quickest and easiest way to change your life by making it about other people. I've always said, as cheesy as this sounds, that for me, forever is a gift. I honestly believe that you have your hands on the most incredible gift. Why would you not want to share that with others? Now, it starts with mindset. I honestly believe that mindset is 90%, probably 95% of what we do. We're going to have to learn some skills. We're going to have to, learn how to be disciplined and, learn how to retail, learn how to recruit. But actually, if you're not doing that with a strong, solid mindset, then you're probably not going to see the results that you want, because mindset is what is going to play tricks on you. It's going to be what, as Jane said in her slot, when you're not seeing the results, you start to question, is forever for you? Or can you even do this? Or maybe you're just not ready for success, or maybe things like that don't happen to people like you. And actually, mindset is the number one thing that you need to be working on daily. It is the number one thing that I work on a daily basis, because I know that it is fundamental to me growing my business to the size that I want it and beyond. So, what is your self talk? I want you to write down, or even think, just take a second. What do you tell yourself? Are you telling yourself that it's difficult to recruit? You can't retail. People say the products are too expensive. Nobody wants to get started with a £200 box, because you've seen the stats, you have seen the growth. People are buying our products. Billions of pounds, dollars, whatever you want to say, is being spent on our brand. We're up in recruitment, so people are joining. Maybe they're just not joining you because of where your mindset is. So, are you telling yourself on a daily basis, as you're walking around doing your shop at Tesco, as you're driving in your car to work, are you telling yourself out loud in your head that I recruit frequently and easily? And I'm not even going to read these out, I'm just going to say them off the top of my head. I attract people like me that are fun, that I want to be around, that are ready to get to work. I love sharing what it is that I do. I've got a gift and I want to share it. I'm a people magnet and people want to join my team and people want to buy my product. I recruit 5 people a month. Are you telling yourself those things? And if not, maybe start to write some affirmations that you want to be affirming to yourself and to the universe to get you on track so that you can be attracting more of the things that you want. Now, I'm here to tell you, and I am really straight talking what I say, is that there isn't such a thing as an overnight success. So if you've seen my promotion video to this and I'm like, come join us on the 5th of January and I'm going to give you the secret to recruit, and you're like, yes, Lisa's got it, she's going to tell me the secret, I'm going to disappoint you a little bit and say there is no secret. The secret is consistency, it's determination, it's hard work, it's having a goal that you're prepared to work towards. And when you're looking at other people and you see the success stories and people, that are getting recognized for supervisor on stage at Success Day, and you think, they was an overnight success. There is no such thing. And even if somebody joins Forever and sees success quickly, you don't know the years that they've spent building a network, working on themselves, growing the confidence. You don't see all of that. And sometimes we think that success is just linear, and it's absolutely not. So you're going to have to learn the skills, like I've said, to retail, to recruit. You're going to have to learn the art of following up. You're going to have to learn how to show up online if you want to be using social media. But one thing I know for sure is that you are going to have a lot of conversations to find those people that are open and willing to take a look at what it is that you do. Now, there are no shortage of people. whether it be here in the UK, whether it be globally. You're never going to run out of people if you're learning how to network, but you're going to have a lot of conversations. Why do I tell you that? Because I need you to be okay with that. Then when we've offered people the information to take a look at, you're going to have to recruit a lot of people to find those that are willing and open to get started with their business, but then ready to put the work in to achieve their goals. Now, I want to manage your expectations. Not everybody that you recruit is going to want the same success that you do. Some people are going to get started because they want discount from the product. Some people are going to get started because they want £50 per month. Some people might place an order one month and then not the next. Don't expect everybody to want what you do. But actually, your business, my business, Jane's business, anybody's business that you've got to hear from today, have got a lot of people in it that like the products. A lot of people that have maybe, I've got on my Forever Living this morning and seen that people have ordered C9s. I can see it, 0.447. I'm like, oh, they've not ordered for a while. It's New Year. They want a C9. And that's the beauty of Forever. Our products are there for when people are ready to use them. So not everybody's going to want to build a business. Yes, you will find the people that do, but it's going to be made up of a lot of people. And that should really excite you rather than feeling frustrated because people don't want to do 4K credits or don't want to get to supervisor. Now, when we look at building a business when it comes to recruitment, I honestly believe there's a confidence cycle in there. Now, when you take action is, doing your income generating activities, which I'm going to speak about in a second. But you take action, you're showing up, you're doing the do. If you do that, and now here's the key, consistently for long enough, you will see results. It's impossible not to. You take action with the right mindset consistently for long enough, you will see results. Now, I'm not here to say, listen, Sarah, do that for 6 weeks and you will 1,000,000% recruit 7 people. I'm not here to say that. Some people will recruit quicker, some people might take a little bit longer, and there is a lead up time, but you will see results. Now, what happens when you see results? You stand a little taller, you text a little bit more confidently, you answer your phone when you're speaking and having conversations with people, with more passion and enthusiasm, probably because you're seeing results. Because what happens when you see results is your belief, your internal belief starts to increase. And all of a sudden, you look at your goals and you think, I can absolutely do this. And that is what you've got to do. It all starts with taking action. Now, we can reverse engineer this and say, okay, what happens if you don't take action? Or you take action but inconsistently? You're not going to see results. Now, when you don't see results, what happens to your belief is that it plummets. And all of a sudden, you allow yourself to self-doubt. And if you self-doubt, let me tell you, the number one dream stealer is self-doubt. So we've got to be taking action. Now, what is action? Now, what you've got to do is look at this list and say, what do I enjoy doing? What am I good at? Or what am I prepared to learn to get good at? Because if you do things that you enjoy, you're likely to do more of that. So if you pick some of those and, your who do you know list, it's the bread and butter. You've all got a database of people and we should be using and expanding that daily. And you've heard how you can expand that even just from your retail, from doing aloe bars, whatever it might be. So we're going to be using our who do you know list, which is the bread and butter. You might think, you know what, product evenings are great for me. I can invite a few people around. I can ask friends, mums at school, people that I work with to, have one at their house, invite their network. Because if I have 2 of those a month and they just invite 5 people, they're 5 brand new people on my list. Your number one job, in my opinion, as a networker is to keep growing your list, to keep having new people to offer our business an opportunity to keep having people to nurture and build relationships with. Experience packs. If I said to my next door neighbour, look, here's my products, will you try them for a few days? And when you've finished, who are your 2 best friends that we trust that I can ask to use my products? I'm using my neighbour's network, adding 4, 5, 10 people extra to my list every single month. Contact marketing. It's quick, it's free, it's something you're in control of. Now, some people say, I hate speaking to people. It's my number one favourite thing to do because I'm in control of it. I'm in control of how many new people that I speak to, just as I'm going out and about doing my daily activity. And you can add 15, 20, 30, hundreds of people just from contact marketing. Social media, we live in an online world. It's never been easier to make money online and you can meet and connect with people all of the time, stores and events, aloe and pop-ups. So just from focusing on these, you're going to add a minimum of 100 new people to your list every single month. Now, what I need you to do is look at those and think, right, okay, if I go back to me now, back to me building a business in the early days, am I going to spend my time at an aloe bar When I've got a newborn baby, then I went on to have twin boys, mother of four. Probably not best use of my time personally. What can I do is I can contact market, something I'm good at because I wasn't good at the beginning, but I've learned the skill. I've learned the art of conversation. I wouldn't say I've ever been introvert because that would be an absolute lie. But what I was is quite inward in that I would just happily be on my phone. I was a police officer, didn't really want to have conversations with people. So it's been a real thing. And I wasn't actually very good at starting conversation. So I've had to really learn the skill of being able to hold a conversation, I'll say. Confidence wasn't something that I lacked, but the art of conversation was. So I didn't go into this and be great at contact marketing. It's something that I was prepared to learn because I could fit that into my day around being a busy mummy of four. So I want you to pick three ideally, or two and be amazing at it because you can put flyers in there as well. But growing your list has to be a priority. I've already said that you've got a who do you know list. You've already come into this with a database. We are paid to make friends. Now, I'm a real people person. I love making friends. What a great business to be part of. I mean, think about that. I've said two things. You're paid to make friends, and your goals will be achieved from helping people achieve theirs. There is no better business on earth. You are paid for meeting new people and helping them achieve their goals. But every single business needs a database, whether that be your who do you know list, whether that be from your phone, your social media, whether you're building an email list. And that is going to be the key to being able to offer the business. Now, let me save you some pain and suffering, we'll call it. You're only ever going to get, in my opinion, three outcomes. You're going to offer people the business opportunity, and they are going to say one or three things is going to happen. They're going to say yes, they're open to taking a look and having a chat. They're going to say no, and that is absolutely fine. Or, shock horror, I'm sure it's not just me, you're probably going to be ignored in some cases. Now, I've told you that. I've told you, held your hand virtually and said, guys, this is going to happen. I've never known anything else happen to me in 11 years. Yes, no, or ignored. So you're going into this with eyes wide open. So when you get ignored or you get told no, don't say, I'm just going to focus on retail because this doesn't work. Because that's what happens. I'm just going to focus on retail because it's safe and I don't want to get ignored. Because we yes people. We like human connection. So when we start to get ignored and we start to get told no, it doesn't feel good, and we start to worry about actually maybe I just can't recruit. It's not that. It's just that you're not having enough conversations because you've let that bit of a knock set you back. So knowing that, we're going into this with our eyes wide open. Now, I am not the oracle when it comes to having conversations, and I say with everything in life, take the best bits, take the bits that you like from this training today, implement it, and maybe disregard the rest that doesn't serve you. Now, I speak differently to other people. So I'm going to give you some examples today. If that doesn't sit right with you, don't do it. Don't do it. Now, I feel like I'm qualified in teaching what to say because 11 years ago, my first reach out was the most horrendous message you've ever seen. And I've actually used it on trainings over the years of what not to say. It was an essay. It was all about forever and the aloe fields and the goats and the Range Rover that I was going to buy and how I was going to leave the police. It was terrible. But I still got to Sapphire Manager in 2 years from a terrible reach out. So my point is you can't actually say the wrong thing to the right person, but I can save you probably more ignores and no's by maybe not doing what I did at the beginning. So this is what I try to stick to with this 4-step structure when I am reaching out. Now, I like to reach out, whether it be on text message, WhatsApp, or Facebook, Instagram. I know that lots of people would prefer to get people straight, or lots of business owners would prefer to get people straight on the phone. You've got to find what works for you. So the rapport stage, it's easy now, at this time of the year. Something personal about them, social media, Christmas, Happy New Year. How was your Christmas period? We're going to start the conversation by building rapport. Now, at this point, I can say, just sit there if you want. Sit there. So, hey, Jane, how was your Christmas? I saw you was away with your family. How was it? It looked incredible. Did you have a great time? Let it sit there for a minute if you prefer that. Now, I'm quite direct as a person, so I would rather just let them know why I've messaged them. So you do what feels right for you. So you're going to sit there, know that you can't stay in the friend zone for too long. You have to then get the conversation back to where you wanted it and what was your initial intention. So I wanted to drop you a message. I'm not sure if you've seen on my socials. Don't say that if you're not posting on social media. See how I said take the best bits? If you're not showing up online, you would say something along the lines of, I wanted to drop you a message. I've started a new business that I'm doing alongside work and the kids. So it has to make sense for you. I'm really excited about it. I would love to share some information if you're open to earning extra income around what it is that you're doing at the minute. Now, I'd like to give people an out because people are going to say no. Of course, you might not be looking for anything extra at the minute. I just wanted to ask. Simple, 1, 2, 3. Now let's go through some more examples. How was your Christmas? I wanted to drop you a message. I've been running my own successful business from home, helping women around their current commitments for the last 4 years since quitting childminding, and I love it. I'm always keen to share it with others in case it might help. If you're open to earning some extra money around your current commitments, I would love to like to see some information. I would love to share it with you. No worries. If not, just let me know either way. That's a different example. Now, these are a little bit more difficult to say. Hey, Becca, how's your week been? Again, you could go with how's your Christmas? I've been meaning to drop you a quick message. I'm not sure if you've seen on my socials, but I run a business and I wondered if anybody's ever shared it with you. This is my message. I say this a lot. If not, I'd love to run it by you to see if it's something you might have come across. I'm not even saying that they might be open to an extra income. I would use this more with somebody that I'm connected with, maybe don't have a big relationship with. And I'm just here to say, look, I don't know if you've seen, this is what I do. Has anybody ever shared it with you? If not, I would love to run it by you. Something like that. How's life as a mummy? I'm sure you've seen that I run a business from home around my girls, and I'm also helping other mums to earn an extra income too. I'm not sure if it's something that would interest you, but I wondered if you'd like to take a look, get some details to you and see if it'd be a fit. I would love to hear from you. Again, there's no out on that. Why? Because there's no right or wrong message. You've got to go with what works for you, what feels comfortable, what's got your tone, and your tone will change. Your tone will change as your confidence grows, as your skill set grows, as your business grows. I was not this confident or speaking like this when I started my business. I already said my first message was terrible. So you will find your flow and you will find what fits for you. What I will say is you don't need to say too much. At this point, we're either trying to get some information, whether that be face-to-face, as in a one-to-one, whether that be we want to have a conversation, a phone call to decide whether or not we're going to do a Zoom or we're going to send some, recorded information to them. It's entirely up to you what information that you are going to send. So that's your reach out. Now, follow up is a whole different kettle of fish, we'll say. You've got to learn the skills of follow up, what to say, when to say it. And you can find that on rolling training. What I will say is we all hear things like the fortune is in the follow up. Right? You hear that for a reason because people don't really join on the first, second, third, fourth, in some cases, fifth exposure. They need to be marketed to time and time and time again. What do I mean by marketed to? I mean you showing up online, sharing your lifestyle, your business, being able to fit it in around work, the kids, showing up constantly so that you are always in people's mind for the time that they need it. Now, remember that just because you've decided that you want to start a business and you're ready to grow your income and you're ready to grow your team, doesn't mean that the person that you are reaching out to is ready to receive it. Be okay with that. Be patient because at the time that they are ready, you will be first in their mind if you keep showing up. Now, remember that inconsistency will be the detriment to your business. So, even when it comes to retail, so let's use your business for an example. You've reached out, I'm not ready to take a look at the information. So I show up Monday, show up Tuesday. I don't show up Wednesday or Thursday. Then I might show up then towards the end of the week. Don't really show up in February because I'm really busy. In March, when that person, that prospect is ready, circumstances have changed, they're ready, they're open, they're willing to take a look at some information, you stop showing up. So what they do is reach out to the person or reply to somebody's story or drop somebody a message who did show up that day. Does that make sense? So don't make somebody else's business easier because you stop showing up. Because when they are ready, you have got to be the person that's fresh in their mind that they want to reach out to. Now, find your flow. What do I mean by this? You heard Jane say if you're doing this part-time, 3 to 5 messages a day. If, when I got started, somebody was achieving more than what I ever imagined possible. My upline, I thought, what, if I could achieve what they had, I never even imagined that would be, for me, if I could achieve a police wage. If I said to you to achieve a full-time income from your business, part-time, from home, for 11 years, around your children, create incredible memories, travel the world, All you have to do is speak to 3 to 5 people a day, and if you're doing it part-time, or 5 to 10 people a day if you want to do it more full-time, or you want to do it a little bit quicker. Will you do it? Every single one of the 300 people on this call will say, yeah, I'll do it. In actual fact, you won't. You won't, and I wish you would, but you won't. And people say to me, but Lace, what did you do to get to manager in 8 weeks? What did you do to, do GLT in 2 years? I did that. I told 10 people every single day without fail, come wind, rain, or shine, on the days I've been up with the baby and I didn't want to do it. Why would I not when the people that were achieving before me did exactly that to see success? Now, don't come off this call and say, that's it. I'm going to tell 20 people a day and I'm going to do it every day in my business. Because if you set your expectation too high, what you'll do is probably overwhelm yourself and then just stop reaching out entirely. So by this, what I want you to do is today, I want you to look at your diary. I want you to see how much time you've got to build a business and then reflect that back to your goals. What are you going all in for this year? And I want you to write down the number of people you are going to reach out to a day. So if you're doing this part-time, Jane said 3 to 5. So if you say, Lace, Jane, Michael, I can do 4 people a day. I can do 4 people a day. That is achievable. That is your commitment to your family. Sit on that. Your family, your goals, your dreams. 4 people a day. I can do 8 people a day. I want to do it a little bit quicker. I'm doing it full time. 8 people a day. 8 people every single day. And you never skip a day. And you never skip a person. You can do as many more as you want if you've got more time, but you never tell one person less because you have made a commitment to your family and your goals, and you are going all in to achieve it. Now, as I hand over to our next speakers, few things that I know for sure. It says one thing, there's quite a few things on there. I've already said it. Overthinking is a dream stealer. Don't do it. Don't do it. And do not let other people's opinions bother you, because they will always have an opinion. Do the side business, they don't like it. Don't start a side business, you're frowned upon because you stayed in your own job for 30 years. You're not here. I didn't see one of your goals this year to say, try and people please and make everybody happy, because you'll never do it. Focus on what is important to you and your family, not what is going on there externally. We're not blessed with time. Don't think you can do it tomorrow. Don't think you can do it next week, because before you know it, we're already a week in January now, pretty much. Before you know it, you'll get to the end of January and you've missed a month of the year. Do it now. Act on it today. I need you to know our business isn't for everybody, and that is okay. Because I hear people say, well, it'd be brilliant if they just did it, and more for them, they're missing out. No, they're not. They're not, because they don't see the value in what we do. Focus your energy, your vibration, everything on finding the people that are open and willing to taking a look at what we do. And lastly, you're going to come off today feeling really motivated. I do. We're only halfway in. But motivation, unfortunately, doesn't last. Motivation doesn't last, but discipline does. So let me tell you about that. My husband is, whoever's unmuted, if you want to quickly mute yourself. My husband is a full-time police officer. Can we mute? Perfect. He's a full-time police officer. He gets up at 5 o'clock every single day for the gym. Blows my mind every day without fail. He then comes home. We're a chaotic family. We go all in till about 9:30 at night when we finally sit down to eat. He is then doing a degree in criminology, which he stays up till about 11:30, 12 o'clock every night without fail. And every day I'm in awe of that man, and I think, is he motivated to do that? Absolutely not. But he's disciplined. He's disciplined. Now let's take that to business. Do I feel motivated every single day to sit at my laptop and reach out to my 5, 10 people every single day? Absolutely not. Sorry to say, guys, I don't. Am I disciplined to do it? 1,000,000%, because I know that is what works. So I want you to have a list of non-negotiables, things that have to happen every single day in your business to make sure that you achieve everything that you deserve, and a million times more this year and over the next 3 to 5 years. Now, I'm honoured today to have 2 incredible ladies joining me to talk a little bit more about their income generating activity and what it is that they do. So you're going to unmute her for me. Where is she? Have I got Javairya here? Is she on the call?
Yes, I'm here, Lisa.
Perfect. So I will let you tell a little bit about your story, but you're really, really new in business. You only joined in the January of 2023, so almost your first year in business. No, second year. Oh my God, 2025, second year in business. Professionally, your background is that you as a biomedical scientist, manager, wow, like that impresses me. And actually, let me just sit there for a second. My little boy today is 7. He said, do poor people join Forever Mummy? Like people that want just need more money? And I said, absolutely not. So the lady that I'm introducing today, she was a biomedical scientist. She's the manager on the marketing plan. So had a really great background. So remember that when you are sharing it, offer this opportunity to everybody. Massive congratulations on all of your success, and I'll take it straight over to you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. As you said, it's the first time for me here. So thank you so much. And a very happy new year to all of you. I really want to wish all of you that have a very successful and growing year in your forever business. So as you know, my name is Javairya, and I am a biomedical scientist by profession. I started working in biomedical science I've been working about more than 10 years. When I started, so this is basically my second, this is my birth month in Forever, is my happy second year. In January, I started 2023. Why I was looking for an opportunity, I'm just going to share a little bit of background about why I came into Forever and how I came into Forever. So this is very similar to actually what Paul has shared. I was looking for a residual income, didn't have any issue with my profession. I've been working, and I'm still working as a biomedical scientist. So, but I think after COVID, something had shifted, and I was looking for something in my mind was shifted, that I wanted to look for an opportunity. I was thinking there must be another way to make an income without being there, without, doing your 9 to 5 grind. So that's something I started thinking about, but I wouldn't say I came straight away on this platform. I was on off because I'm not very social media person. I am an introvert. I don't have a big social circle, so I didn't really know about that something like this even exists. But when you start looking for something, things come in, opportunities are all around us, but we don't really notice them. So it's only in 2023 when I actually looked at the one of the webinars and about Forever Business presentation. And I'm not going to lie, but I actually fall in love with the company when I actually saw it first time on the webinar without even knowing what actually you have to do, what is the work, and how do you actually do the business, because I don't really have a business background. I don't have any skills in business. I didn't know what business was. And I wasn't actually looking for a business, to be honest. I was just looking for some sort of extra income from doing something in my spare time, whatever spare time I had. So, but looking at the presentation, looking at the model of the company and and the products, about the products, it just really interested me. And one thing I would say though, that because I was looking for income, residual income, so my main goal was to earn more money. I didn't join Forever just to try it out. And this is something just make a notice of, that sometimes people just try join just to see if it's going to work for them or not. But I joined Forever to make it work for me without knowing what it was. But I wanted to make it work for me because I did see people who are succeeding, who are successful. They have replaced their full-time income. People are traveling all over the world. So, and, as you've just seen from Jane's presentation, how much this company provides, how much potential there is, how much you can achieve while being in business. So this was something I wanted to actually make it work for me. And that's how I started. That's why I started, to make it work for me. And then obviously when you join it for that reason, even if you don't have the skills, you build it. So that's what I had been doing, and just learning how I can grow my business, how I can, being an introvert, how I can, because this is a business about building connections. So as Lisa has mentioned in her presentation, you have to, build connections, you have to communicate. So this was something, obviously, I had to learn, and how to develop that skill, starting a conversation, because I would say it is challenging, but when you have a goal, when you have a very clear goal, when your why is very clear, then how becomes easy. Then you just push yourself and do it. Again, you don't push your comfort zone, but you expand your comfort zone. So that's exactly what I did. And I'm here 2 years later and speaking to so many of you, which I never thought I would be in speaking to so many of you and sharing my story. So let's just move on, and I'm going to share a little bit about how and what I can provide you and give you some of the tips which can help you in building your business in recruitment, because this is something I really personally like doing, recruitment side of the business. And again, because when you're part of something good, you see that how much potential there is, how much you can achieve. Why would you not want to share? So talking a little bit about contact marketing. So first of all, in contact marketing, obviously the whole platform in recruitment is mainly about building connections, building contacts. Now, my first point here is written is identify the potential leads. So who your leads in this business would be either those people who would be looking to make an income or somebody who might be interested in products. So you have to identify who would be that potential person who would be looking for an extra income, or who is looking for a change in their career, who might be looking for a different challenge in their life, or who has, there are so many people in the world. This is something which today's presentation, actually, a lot of things I've been hearing, and I'm thinking that this is very amazing that all of us think the same way. There is no secret to success. This is just, that's what it works. That's how you do the work. So you might be hearing so many things which I'm going to say is similar to the previous speakers, what they have said, because that's exactly what it is. So this business is based on humans, right? We need people for this business. So one thing is very clear, there is no deficiency of people in the world. As you know, how many people are born every single minute, how many people are turning 18 every single minute, how many people are losing jobs, how many people retiring. There are people all around us. It's just about how we can find them, and there are many ways to find them. First of all, I will tell you that in the next as well, next slide. But it's just about going out there and doing it, actually sharing this opportunity and identifying that potential person, because that's the main skill in prospecting, is how you can identify. Again, I'm not going to say that you start judging people, because this is something we learn as well. We shouldn't judge someone by, we shouldn't select people in a way that, okay, this person can do business or this person cannot. But you do want to share this opportunity, but everything is not for everybody. We have to keep that in mind. So of course you will face a lot of rejection sometimes, but sometimes something is not for that person at that time, because they are not in that point of their life when they are looking for something. But there is other aspect as well. We have to keep that in mind. We have such a beautiful business. We have a business platform, but we have products as well. So, and our amazing product, because we have range in every, people use these products in their daily lives. It's just about how they can make that switch. So make sure whoever is your lead, even if they are not interested or if they are not willing to make a change in their life financially, then you can definitely introduce the products to them. Don't just let them go without sharing anything with them. So, and then the second thing I would say here is about personalizing the approach. So as Lisa has shown her examples as well there, which is amazing, but nothing can be scripted. So even you will take that example, but the person you are communicating with, you will personalize it based on who they are. So for example, if you are speaking to a mom, or if you're speaking to a student, you wouldn't send the same message to both of them. You have to learn how to personalize that, and make sure, just know that everybody is different, as we all are different. We are different human beings. We have different scenarios, situations, different backgrounds. So that's skill in prospecting, is about how you can personalize your approach based on that person you're speaking to. So third most important thing I would say is about building the trust and relationship, because this business is about building genuine connections, and that's what is in contact marketing. You're not just straight away, you're not just about sharing your opportunity if the person says yes or no and then you move on. It's actually about building genuine connection, trying to understand that person's need. What is their requirement? What are they looking for? What is their pain point? How you can help them. And you have to feel that in yourself as well. And as You know, in Paul's presentation, he said study. Number one point is study. You have to know enough about your business. You have to understand exactly what your business is providing. If you know the old details, if you have studied it properly, you would want to share it with people. You would want to genuinely help people. That's what it comes from your own heart. You're not just sharing it just because you want your CCs or your thing, but that will happen in the process. That actually is the process, but enjoy that process. Build genuine connections. A lot of times when you're speaking to people who don't know you and when you're first coming in contact with you, sometimes people take time. They want to build that, they want to learn more about you, and maybe they will not be ready to join straight away with you, but as long as you can stay connected, work on your relationships, basically stay connected with them, keep providing them value, build connection with them, because how strong your connection is will help that person. There might be something happens in their life 6 months down the line, and they will think about you that, oh yes, you offered them something, maybe they should look at it this time. And this we have heard time and time again from so many our successful speakers, our successful FBOs, that follow up, fortune is in follow up, but follow up is not just after at the end. Follow up is throughout. Once you come into a connection with someone, once you have built a contact, you stay connected with them. It's a constant process. Even when someone has become your team member, have joined your business, you don't just leave them in the business. You actually stay connected. You keep on following up with them, how they're going, how you can help them grow. So now I'm just going to, I hope my slides have changed now. Let me try again. Have they changed?
Yep, you're all good.
Yep. Okay, perfect. So just going to give you some tips of how you can find these people, because as I said, we need people especially when you're working on recruitment, you need people in this business. So some of the things I can give you ideas on and some of the things I have worked on. So first of all, begin with warm market. That does not necessarily mean just your parents, your spouse, your siblings. That's it. Warm market is even your customers who are using your products. A lot of people who you come into contact with every single day. You're going to school, if you're a mom, dropping kids, people who you're just simply saying hello and just smiling at them. They are your warm market. You know them. It's just about how to start a conversation. And sometimes starting a conversation, I think it's one of the biggest challenge with a lot of FBOs face, and I definitely face that being an introvert. But that's the skill which you kind of develop by keep doing it. So just keep trying, and maybe you don't have to straight away ask like, what do you do, or what are you looking to do something. You don't have to start a conversation on that. It could be simply as like, for example, if you're sitting in a bus with someone and they're playing on the phone, or you can ask them about, or just, I think the biggest topic in UK we talk about is the weather, like, oh gosh, how cold it is, or, oh, did you have snow today? So just start the conversation, and then you would be amazed to know that so many people are actually, especially in the world we are living in, this is something some people are do crave it. They want to have that conversation. There is a lot of people are going through so many problems. You don't know who could be who could benefit from that conversation and who could be your potential prospect. So begin with warm market, meaning see people around you. Do actually work on your who do you know list with full concentration. It is one of the best way to build contacts, and your list keep on growing every single day, because people then who they know and who they know is just, they are all your warm market. Now, the second thing is social media. Of course, social media is something like, I'm saying that not everybody is, again, you don't have to be pro in social media to work on social media. You don't have to be a content creator, blogger to expand your business or to learn to work on social media. But definitely it's something which we should not ignore, because if we want to, for example, build your business globally, because Forever does give us that opportunity to build our business globally, and we have so many people around the world. So you don't have to travel necessarily, or some people, of course, not everybody is able to travel all the time, but we have social media. So just learn the basics of social media and start working on, you never know, because who will see your post, your poster, your simply just a simple message you have written, because this business is about making recommendations, sharing the opportunity. So again, I'm not saying that social media, you would just go and start posting pictures of the products or start posting your advertisement about the business, but build genuine connections, because now people go on social media to build connections. That's what this business is about as well, is building connections. You go on social media to find friends, people in your community, in your area, in any country you want to work in, whichever. For example, if you're a mom, you can find so many groups of moms on Facebook. Students, Jobians, you can find different groups of people who you want to work with, and you will find them on social media, because what people do nowadays, literally even watching TV, they have phone in their hand, they are going through social media, Instagram, TikTok, and there is not one platform. There are so many platforms of social media, so you don't have to work on every single one. You can take one, pick one or two, and just learn about it. There's YouTube to learn. YouTube actually is a very, free university. You can learn everything on YouTube, that how you can put a story, status, how you can make posters. So, but definitely leveraging social media is a very good aspect of finding more and more potential leads or building genuine connections. So now I'm just coming up towards the end, but I'm just going to sum it all up in a way that when you are building connections, make sure you are listening to people, you are listening about their need, what is their requirement, how you can provide a solution for their problem. This is one key skill in prospecting, which helps you convert your lead into your team member, basically. So how good you are in listening. It's not about how good you can communicate. As I said, sometimes you do have to initiate the conversation, but it's not about how good of a communicator are you to be able to do good in the business or to be a good recruiter. It's about someone who can listen to the person, how good of a listener you are, how much you can understand the other person's problems, and then what solution can you provide for them. That's what prospecting is, and that's how you build genuine connections. So lastly, follow up. Again, as I've already mentioned this before, make sure you stay connected. Keep working on your relationships. Again, something is for someone not right now, maybe down the line, but once you have stay connected, you are in there, follow your method of follow-up, whatever works for. If you're working on WhatsApp business, there are broadcast lists you can use. If you're meeting people, there are always something happening as well. We just had Christmas, New Year, then we'll have Easter down. So you can keep, posting, giving wishes to people, staying connected with them, whether you are online or offline. So lastly, now I'm just going to end my training and a session, and I hope you have learned something. But most importantly, lastly, what I would like to say is just keep consistent. Consistency is one single thing, as Lisa has mentioned as well. And this is what I would say, even though I have been working in a full-time job, I have 3 kids, but there has not been a single day I have not worked for the business, because this is something what I really like doing. This is something, your business is your baby. If you don't water it, if you don't water your seed, it's not going to grow. You have to be there, show up every single day if you want to achieve your goals. So I hope this has been helpful, and thank you so much, Lisa.
It really has. Thank you so much. And doesn't it show that when you've got a goal, you said like you went into this to build a business, you've got a demanding job, 3 children, and it's that level of determination to make it happen. I just think you are incredible. So thank you so much for sharing. Now we have got another incredible speaker that's going to add to our slot all around recruitment. Esther joined in the June of 2016. She was in insurance for 10 years. She is a manager on the marketing plan and is seeing huge success and excitement and growth within her team. And we are delighted to have you here. Esther, over to you, my darling. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lisa. Amazing. So I'm really excited just to do a quick slot on how I like to use social media and some top tips. It's the most incredible platform that you can utilize in your business. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we want to replace social media with our main way of communication, because I think you cannot beat face to face, that connection that you get when you meet someone face to face and they see you light up in that passion. But it's an amazing tool. You can use it as a shop window. It's a great way for people to get to know you. As you can see from the stats on the screen, every single person is using social media in one way or another. I want to absolutely, but it's really important if you want to use it that you do learn some skills on how to run the basics and do it in a good way. Because like Lisa said, if it's not going to serve you and you don't feel comfortable and you're not going to necessarily want to do it, don't do it. But you know, if you do want to bring this into your business, it's amazing. And you can actually do quite a lot with being basic. Like, I'm no social media expert. I've just used it over the past probably 10 years actually, and I just love it as a way of actually communicating with people and getting to know people. So it's a great platform. Don't compare yourself to others, just be yourself and almost use it as your own little personal window into your life. So just a few top tips with my socials. I always like to, my main objective on get them off that platform, get them back onto a conversation, whether that be in the chat that you're using for your socials or on a messenger ASAP, because I want to communicate. I want to start getting to know that person as soon as possible. Think about the audience that you're wanting to attract to, and think about the people that you want to bring into your business. So your vibe attracts your tribe, 100%. I really believe that. I really believe what you put out there, the things you talk about are going to draw in those people. You know, we've heard it time and time again. Lisa covered it about mindset. If you're posting things that are positive, that, you know, are going to be in line with what you want in your business, that will come to you, and vice versa in the opposite as well. If you're negative, if you're not being positive, you're also going to attract that. So your vibe really does attract your tribe. Be intriguing, get interesting. You know, Jane talked about being real. I think this is a real classic one. I think social media, we see a lot of fakeness within it. So I really believe in being yourself. If it feels silly, you know, but it's you, do it. So I'm always talking about random stuff on my social media. I've got an example to show you shortly, but I think we can get stuck in trying to go for perfection or compare ourselves to what other people are doing. And, you know, none of that really matters, because that person is connecting with you. So you want to be showing yourself as yourself, not as anyone else, not trying to be perfect. You know, you want to be creating an interesting, intriguing person that you are and sharing that. And Jane said it, people are favoring authenticity. People are favoring the companies that are showing the brand, that are showing they're authentic, that are showing they're part of something amazing. So don't shy away from that. Be loud, be proud. I talk about forever. I use it. I create my own little market within that. So 100%. People call me the aloe lady. So they know I sell health and wellbeing products, that I'm obsessed with aloe, that I drink aloe, and that's because I share that. But I also create my own little unique thing to be part of as well. So you can, you know, create brand awareness whilst creating your own identity within that as well. But exactly like offline, online, one thing I've always learned from Jane, learn how to be a good communicator. And that is, I believe, the same whether you're talking to someone online or offline or on the streets or in the shop, wherever you are, really, really learn to communicate with that person. So yes, we want to make reach outs. We need to make reach outs. We need to do it daily. I'm a real big believer of really trying to get and understand and learn people. But sometimes it can be hard to just start that. I don't know if anybody else has that. You know you want to reach out to people, and how do you do that? And this is by using social media, by talking about things that are interesting to you, by sharing your latest holiday, by doing all of this. People will get to know you. They want to understand you, they want to know you, they want to connect with you. So by just talking about that 80-20 rule, you know, making sure that you're talking 80% about your lifestyle and then 20% being really strong with the brand. We're not saying ignore, you know, the brand that we're aligned with. Definitely 100% be loud and proud about that. But questions are the answers. So getting to know people and asking those questions can be so, so simple. You only have to start conversations and engage with people that are engaging with you. So I'll give you an example shortly. You'll be able to see what I've done just so I can show you really how easy that is. But can be a misconception around network marketing, isn't there? And that's why I think it's really important that we are loud and proud of who we are aligned with, the company that we're with, and sharing that by talking about yourself and talking about products and then mixing it all in as one. I hope that makes sense. So take your time when you're making connections with people. I think it can be really, really easy, can't it, to just want to just jump straight in. And sometimes I think you actually can get a lot more, a better response from someone if you actually take your time to get to know them, understand someone's needs. You just heard Javairya talking about this exactly, understanding someone's needs and then being their solution. Now, you're only going to understand someone's needs and be able to link the business back if you're asking questions, if you're getting to know someone and then you're listening. Listening is such an important part. And I almost try and challenge myself and see how many questions can I ask before I actually even talk about the business. Let me see how much I can get to know this person and find out. I just want to share with you. Bear with me because this is going to look really random. And I know actually probably loads of you on the call have actually engaged with me on this particular post. So I honestly, I feel like I talk to myself most of the time on my social media, and I probably do. But it leads to so many conversations and so many ways that you can engage with people. So I had a dilemma. I was looking for Christmas presents. This was literally a week ago. I wanted to decide on which Stanley Cup I should buy. Now, for some of you, you might be thinking, oh my God, what is this even about? Bear with me, I'll explain. So I put it on my social media and I said and asked people to help me choose which colour Stanley Cup I should get. I've got loads of different responses, loads and loads and loads of people messaging me saying which one. Now, what I did with that is I then contacted each person saying, oh my God, having conversations saying, what's up with me? I'm mad, aren't I? Have you got a Stanley Cup? And starting to ask those questions to get into those conversations. So this was one of the ladies that I engaged with. I've not spoken to her before. So, I just asked the question, oh my God, don't I? I said, I'm having such a dilemma. What's wrong with me? Have you got one? And that's all I asked. So you could use that in anything that's of interest to you, anything you want to talk about. Again, forgetting being perfect and worrying about what other people think, just be yourself. I wanted to know what Stanley Cup to get, so I put it up there and I thought, let's see where this goes. So I won't read obviously everything out, screenshot this. Again, these are my conversations and the way that I talk to people. But hopefully you can see from this that just the genuine conversation that we had. We're talking about Christmas. I've asked her, you can see questions. How are you guys doing anyway? All sorted for Christmas. How old are your kids now? Liza's just turned 4. She's asked me one back. We've got into a conversation. I then asked her, do you work at the moment? She said, I do, full-time, 9 till 5, and I'm dreading that. My work is quite good though, so I'm hoping a bit more flexible. What is it you do? So all of these little moments, I could have said, oh, I've got an opportunity I'd love to show you. Would you be interested? But I'm mindful of making that conversation. I'm mindful of getting to know this person. I'm mindful I want to show I'm authentic and I'm real. And this is how you do it, by having those conversations and asking those questions. She's told me a little bit about what she does. We've got chatting a little bit more. And then I've thought, right, she's actually asked me, you look like you're doing amazing with work. And I thought, right, this is the time to broach the subject and ask the question. And all I said is, work is amazing. 2025 is going to be insane. I'm excited. I'm sharing that. I'm actually currently recruiting for my team, which would love to share more with you. So she's now since then given me my number. We've got a one-to-one booked for next week. And we're going to have a chat about how I can potentially help her, how I can be her solution. So do you see how amazing that can be in your socials? And literally by talking about a cup. But that's because it was of interest to me as well. So make sure that the conversations and the things that you're putting on your social media are of interest to you. Because again, people can smell that authenticity. They can see when you're real. They can see when you are talking about things that are of interest to you. And that will serve you so, so well. So Hope that was of interest. Just a quick slot from me. I'll leave you with my favorite quote I use on everything, because I believe this speaks so much, that success is no accident. It's hard work, it's perseverance, it's learning, it's studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you're doing and learning to do. Have the best 2025. I'm so excited for this year.